Here's what I want you to know about the Mercury Cazimi happening today. That's a Mercury in retrograde in Cancer going into the heart of the sun, meaning it forms a conjunction. It's combust, it's under the beams before that, which means it's not as powerful. And then in Hellenistic astrology, we see the moment that Mercury makes the conjunction as a reseeding, a reinvigorating, basically a conversation with a deity that kind of imbibes celestial and divine wisdom and clarity, especially for a Mercury that's retrograde. But why this is not a typical Mercury Cazimi is that it's happening at a time that all those outer planet configurations are making sextiles and trines to each other. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Jupiter, of course, is getting into the opposition in the mix as well, and by one sextile. So in any case, what that really means is that our unconscious is trying to speak to us. That is what's happening right now. When the mind meets the king, meets that solar energy in a time where Uranus, Neptune, dreams, illusions, there is deep psychic information coming about where we feel powerless. That's Pluto in the sextile and the trine at the exact moment of this Cazimi. So this is really a Cazimi that's never ever happened before. Pay attention to your dreams, write them down. There are patterns, there are messages, there are places where we are deeply insecure and afraid that need to be resolved, that might be coming through in our dreams or in patterns that are repeating right now, or in people or themes, especially dynamics in relationships that you might find showing up right now. So write down your funky dreams. I had a dream last night that I was working for a clinic and I went to my office as a mental health provider. I went to my office and there's like 12 people there. And I went out and I said, like, why are all these people in my office? And they said, you're supposed to do group therapy. You have, to work here, you have to do a certain amount of group therapy. And I said, I don't do group therapy. I don't want to do group therapy. And they said, well, you didn't get the emails and you didn't respond. So we just sent all these people, over. And I couldn't, not only did I have to do the therapy with this huge group, they were unruly and they would not sit down and like settle. They were like running all over the place like little kids. Definitely something for me to piece apart, write down, and in conjunction with some other things, that are happening. And in my dream world, had an ex come back a couple nights ago. Think about just what that brings up, the feeling in the dream, maybe what the dream might be longing for you to know or to experience. Pay attention, subconscious revelations and karmic unwinding is absolutely at play right now.